It's Embert. He's a little old man, he has a story to tell and an opinion on everything. It's Embert. It's Embert.
Well, hello everyone and happy Easter. It's Embert. Well, if you're listening on the podcast, you won't notice anything different. But if you're watching on the video, my grandson said we should do what's called full disclosure. I'm not at the regular place that I do these, which is at my grandson's house, and we don't have a camera with us, and we don't want to use the phone, so I'm just recording audio today. But if you're watching the video, you see Embert talking, but my lips aren't matching up with what I'm saying. That's because my grandson said, "Granddad, you know what we could do? We could use old footage of you talking. That way the people have something to look at, but we got to tell them because they'll figure it out, and then they'll think we're trying to cheat them. Because, well, I always wear the same sweater and shirt when I do these because, well, actually, I wear the same sweater and shirt a lot. Just even when I'm not doing the video. It gets washed every so often. Don't worry about that. Well, so it took some time to get 3 questions from people. I've been asking people, send Embert an email at it's Embert. No, just send an email to Embert at itsembert.com. Don't put the apostrophe in there. You know they don't like that. Well, anyhow, we got our 3rd question this morning. So finally, I can answer 3 questions. That's why I haven't done any. It took a while. We got to hear from you. I got to know, what do you want Embert to talk about? And also, what are your questions or your comments? If they're nice, I'll read them on the air. I mean, if they're not nice, I might still read them. But if you put the bad words, I might have to get rid of those. But anyhow, the very first one says, Embert, will your grandson be on any shows with you? Thanks, David. Actually, it says THX, which I think means thanks. In my day, we spelled our full words out. Well, David, I asked my grandson that question, and he said, probably. That's all he said. So I asked him when, and he said, I don't know, not for a while. So I guess the hardest part, and he wants to have people come on that can chat with me too, and he knows he can do that with the Zooms, so that's how he might do it. We'll just have to see how it goes. So probably he says yes. All right, so thank you for your question. Now the next one is from a girl named Dianna, and she spells it with 2 N's. It's Dianna, or she accidentally hit the N 2 times. It says, Dear Mr. Embert, I'm just Embert. You don't have to call me Mr. Embert, but thank you. What did you do for work before you retired? How many jobs did you have? My generation tends to have a lot of jobs for only a year or 2 at a time. I don't understand why. Love your show. Thank you, honey. Dianna. Okay, so there's a couple answers to that question. Well, first of all, what I did is I worked in what's called the mill. And is a steel mill, and I was responsible for doing things like making railroad wheels for the trains. Some of the same ones that are out there today, I might have made those because they're made very sturdy and good. And that was a long time ago. So that's what I did. I worked there for 45 years, and at the end, I got a gold watch, which was, in my day, that was a big deal to get the gold watch. It wasn't made out of solid gold or anything. It was more of a symbol of thank you for your loyalty. Now, they also gave me what's called a pension, and a lot of you don't even know what that is. That's where every month for the rest of my life, I get money, as if I went to work. Plus, I get Social Security. So this allows Embert to enjoy his retirement years and not have to worry about money, because I never really spent that much back in the days, so I don't spend that much now, so I still come out with more money every month than what I spend. That's what you want to do. And that brings it on to the second question. How many jobs did you have? 2. That was my second job, and that lasted me for 45 years. My first one, I used to sweep up the store outside on the sidewalk and inside the store for a small grocery store in my city. That's all I did. I was a teenager, and that's what I did. I made 5 cents an hour, and then sometimes I would get, well, actually, every day I would get a free drink, like a Coke. Okay, and then you said my generation tends to have a lot of jobs for only 1 year or two at a time. I don't understand why. So there's two reasons. Part of it is not your generation's fault, it's the employers. Employers don't care like they used to about their employees. Not all of them, but a lot of them. They don't care. So if you say, well, I'll quit, they go, okay, goodbye. Just like if somebody says, I'm not going to be your customer anymore. In my day, you would fight for that customer and try to keep them and try to bend over backwards to get things, what they might need, so that way you can make it better for them. Now they just go, okay. So there's a loyalty problem on the employer side. The next thing is that a lot of companies merge. Banks do it all the time. And I'm going to call out one bank because I don't like them at all. I think they're just highway robbery. Chase. They boast about being such a great bank. They are expensive as all hell. They are horrible to their customers when they are wanting to be loyal. And then they will buy up other banks, and then they will merge with them, and then they fire a lot of people. All they care about is money, not their people, and that's why Embert sees it. I don't care if Chase doesn't see it that way, but I told you in another video, if I don't like a company, I will call them out, and I hate Chase. So I don't do any businesses with them. Anyhow, so that's that part. Now the other part is your fault as your generation. Not just your generation, the last couple, maybe 3. You're lazy. Not all of you, but you're lazy. You expect a lot for nothing. You want to make $15 an hour for making hamburgers at McDonald's, but you also still want to be able to go to the dollar menu and buy a bunch of food for $1. Well, guess what? As you see now, unless it's a special sale, nothing's really $1 anymore at McDonald's that matters. In my day, well, not even in my day, in the 80s, I remember going to McDonald's and getting 2 Big Macs for $2, $1 each when they were on sale. Usually they were $1.49. Now it's almost $6 for a Big Mac, just one. And you want 2, then you got to pay $12 plus fries are another $4, and a drink is $1. Well, they know you're going to buy food, so they'll give you the drink for $1. You know how much that drink really cost them? They got syrup that they use to make it and cups. They buy those cups in bulks of thousands and thousands and thousands. They spend just a few cents, a few pennies on those cups, and they spend, oh, I don't know. Back in the day when I used to deal with that a little bit, it was about $25 for a big box of syrup, and then it hooks into the fountain machine, and it makes hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of drinks. So in the end, if they charge you $1 for each drink and it makes, let's say, 300 drinks, and that's going low, and it costs them $25, well, how much did they just make? If you can't do the math, that's $275. You take away the cost of the cups, they probably made $262, I'm going to say. And that includes the ice and the lids. I was including the lids in there. So it costs them nothing. You know what costs them more is the food. So, they have to charge more for the food. Anyhow, they don't care about their customers. They don't care about that. But anyhow, I'm not saying McDonald's. I was just using them as an example. But anyhow, when you just get fed up and walk off your job, and then you just go and get unemployment, and you go and get welfare, and you go and get the food stamps, if you don't need it, you abuse the system. And what happens is it's what they call a vicious circle. Employers don't care about employees. Employees don't care about employers. Employees don't care about customers. Employers don't care about customers. And it just goes in a circle, little by little. Everybody just either goes out of business or it's so expensive to do anything, they don't want to. So that's why. The way to change that is employers need to make a change. And so do the attitudes of today's young people. But I will put a lot of that on the employers first. Okay, so the last one we got was the one I got this morning. By now, this girl is either probably eating or getting ready to eat, or she's getting ready to starve. She says, "Hey, Embert, I hope you have a fun Easter." Thank you, dear. So my mom said for Easter, we are getting chicken from the grocery store deli and potato wedges. I told her it's Easter and we have to have ham, and I expect her to make a ham or I am not eating anything. She said I am out of control. What do you think, Tammy? Well, I'm going to tell you what I think, Tammy, and you're not going to like it. You sound like a spoiled brat. I hope you're about 7 writing this to me, because if you're any older than 7, oh, am I mad at you for talking that way. You are lucky to be living in your mom's house. No matter what age you are, you're probably a teenager. But anyhow, you know, unless you're paying for the dinner or contributing to it, or if you want to help mom cook, even if she still says no, she's the mom. And what you kids need to learn is that the adults are in charge. You can protest and burn down as many places as you want. It will not ever change. The grown-ups are in charge. The kids will listen, or there will be punishment. I would bend you over and spank you about 15 times if you talk to me that way. And I don't care if you say, "I'll call the welfare people, Granddad." Oh, you ask my grandson. He never pulled that on me. And I didn't go to jail, and he got his butt whooped. And that's what we need. And that's what you need. So I'm just going to tell you something. You don't want to eat? Guess what? That's less chicken mom has to buy. And since it's chicken, she can buy whatever she was going to buy and eat as much as she wants, and then save the rest and take it to work with her, or send it with your dad or her lover or whoever tomorrow or the next day. That chicken isn't going to go to waste. And if you don't eat it today, you don't get it tomorrow or any other day. It's time you sit your little fanny down, Tammy, and tell your mother you are sorry. And you know what? I hope she listens to this, because she's going to just go, I told you, Tammy, Embert wasn't going to agree with you. And that's not just because I'm old. I know a lot of people that are young that would yell at you for talking about this, telling your mom, I expect you to make a ham. Who are you? You are just someone that she made. She could have just as easily said, I don't want any kids. She could have given you away, or worse. So you thank your mom today and give her a hug and a kiss. And you know what? Next Sunday, you make her breakfast and you serve it to her in bed. And do it right. Okay, everyone. That's all I've got. I think Tammy will get the message. I appreciate everybody's questions. We need more of them. We need topics to talk about. Otherwise, we just have to wait till Embert gets riled up about something, which doesn't take much. So I hope everybody has or had a good Easter. Enjoy some time with your family, or alone if you prefer that. Or if you have to work today, well, thank you. And people should thank you for working, because they say, oh, you shouldn't have to work on Easter. Well, you know what? If people didn't need anything on Easter, nobody would work. If everybody could fill up their gas tank, we talked about that yesterday. Don't fill it up on the weekend. Fill it up on Monday or Tuesday usually, so it's cheaper. But if you plan it out and make sure you have all your food and things for Easter, you don't run into these problems, and then nobody has to work. Well, of course, the police always have to, and fire, and ambulance people, and, you know, there's always places that have to be open, hospitals and things. But, you know, we could have less of these places open if you would just plan. So Embert's going to go and eat. I got to go to my first place. Well, I mean, I got to eat at the first place. We're supposed to eat in about a half hour. I'm hungry and waiting. And then I still have to go one more place, and then I will come home and relax, and I don't have to do a video because it's already done. Okay, have a good day. See you soon. Bye.
It's Embert. He's a little old man. He has a story to tell and an opinion on everything. It's Embert.